Good morning, Lloyd Johnson of Morningwood Bowls here. I've got my coffee, I'm down in my shop, it's bright and early, and we're going to start some gluing. Now I wish I could glue as fast as I'm about to show you. Whew. So the next stage here is to set up my base for my bowl. So I take a glue block with some hardwood that I've sacrificed on here and I'll glue it to the bottom of this base. Put that on the lathe and that's where I'll start stacking the rings on. So I'll show you how I do that. So first off, I've connected all four corners so I can find the center point. And I will take my compass and I will take my glue block, set it up on center, the outside of that ring, transfer this circle onto my glue block, next, because turning on a lathe hitting these corners would be pretty rough, I'm just going to round it off. So now that I've drawn this circle onto my base, it's time to cut it on the bandsaw. And there we have a rough circle. Back to more gluing. So now that I've got this base onto the glue block and mounted on the lathe, I'm going to put some marks on it so that I can line up the rings to make my bowl blank. Now I've got some rings done, but they're a little bit rough. Some of these joints are raised and there's a little bit of glue on there, so I need to sand it perfectly flat so that I can attach these rings to each other. I've got sandpaper plate onto the lathe, and now I'm going to sand these. So now I'm going to start stacking rings onto this base to make the bowl blank. I do that by lining it up on the circles that I had drawn onto the base. So now that I've lined it up, I'm going to mark it on the inside so I get it back in the exact same spot. And now, I'm going to apply glue. Now there's the first stage of gluing up a bowl blank. So here we are, the last stage of gluing. When this dries, we'll be able to take off all these clamps and mount this on the lathe and turn it. So come back next video, it's the exciting one where we start turning on the lathe.